Good morning. God bless you. It's good to see you this morning. It's always good to see you. Today's Freday. I think it's like January 18th. And I'm on Liberty Bridge getting ready to step out on 405. We have a traffic change here in Seattle, Washington. They sold us on a tunnel that cost us $1 billion to replace a viaduct that we was running for free. Uh, or comparatively to the $1 billion, and now it's going to be a fine for going through it. I call it a fine because it was done with public money, and it's a terrible graft and just that they were doing through their construction. But we'll get into that another time. Today, I want to talk to you about glory be to God, about waking up and instead of looking at me, what's hurting me, what's bothering me, looking at what do I get to do today? What do you have for me today? And also, I'm working on my patience, and I prayed about it. And this lady that I love so much, she has to say things over and over and over and over and over again. And I can take it 3 times, especially when she's giving me instructions, and then I want to stop it, or go to something else. And I need to find a better way than raising my voice and trying to talk over her. And it seems to be a difficult task. But I look back on my years. This next Friday, a week from today, was the day that the Federal Way Community Center at Brooklake was shut down for code violations, changes done without permit that might undermine the structural integrity of the building, um, uh, faulty electrical uh, junction box, and what was it? Oh, a faulty mechanical gas heater. And when the guy that did the inspection that shut the place down for the structural, we were up in the attic, and he goes, man, this is not right. This is not standard procedure. Um, and I just want you to know that's going to ride up what it rides up, but this typically doesn't involve an emergency shutdown. Well, we were going to have, we'd had a King County police officer that I was familiar with just by seeing him around, and he's an incredible guy in my opinion. I don't even know his name or anything anymore. I don't track people that way. He's a good soul, and I was honored to know him among all of us, basically, but he was exceptional. And he said these kids had gotten a bad rap, and they had been at a club in Federal Way, and the club got shut down, and they wanted to have a gig, and he was going to supply officers, off-duty officers. I had a Vietnam vets group that we could get 2 or 3 guys real easy, and then we had a guy named Todd who was a EMT, and he is a great big guy, but he was a kung fu guy, not kung fu. It was a very strong discipline. I'm having a hard day tracking today. So all of these things happened, and the veterans were put out into the night, and we had this one Korean veteran that we had made a box for, and he had his breathing machine in there, and he had lived in a car and he'd gotten sick, and he'd come in, and he died shortly after leaving, and the one of our board members, the Highlibus Wetlands, Marge, got her throat cut by one of the guys who was in the homeless program we were running, that wasn't a veteran. I checked out when the city shut us down. I stepped out of things and had a nervous breakdown. So that's coming up, and I just want you to know that you're not the only one that's had things that weren't fair and maybe even completely made up about you. And you're not the only one. In fact, the Lord took time to tell us Christians about it. He said, count these as times of great merit. It's hard to do at the time, but we are going to have a lot of time. And when I'm sitting at the campfire or at the kitchen table in heaven, I want to be able to have my speak at that circle. And to do it, then I have to be a good soldier. I love you. And you know I mean that with all my heart. And my son Brian, a lot of me being a good person is his fault. And my wives, I totally blame them, along with Christ and God. There's three, God, and we're serving Jesus' role, man, woman, or child, and the Holy Spirit, which I believe is Jesus Christ. So, stay strong. Don't ever give up. There's more joy in having what we call loss than to never have had it at all. And I'm with my son and my dad all the time. We love each other and we hang together, and I may be crazy, but that's happening for me. When we're done and we're back into me being a civilian and living, if I'm have the honor or maybe the catastrophe of surviving, I'm still going to have fun, and I'm still going to have the joy of knowing that God is within me and comes from within me, outside of me. I know that I'm never alone. I knew that when I walked across in 95. But I tell you this, I also felt that where we go one, we go all. I had some scary stuff happen, man. Some real dangerous stuff happen. And was scared in Idaho. I had a guy that was shooting over my head, and the first shot was pretty damn close. So look, guys, I could cry my eyes out right now. But it's not boho, poor me. It's just that it hurts my heart to know that people are hurting so bad, and they strike out and they hurt others so bad, and that change just keeps going. And I know that we're coming up on something really huge, and it's the spirit of which we do this. If we when we got you now, USOB, that's not going to do us any good down the road. We have to bring back into our circle the human spirit. We need to take time with one another. We need to have tolerance with one another. And we need to make this thing work. Because the alternative is horrendous. And people are doing a lot of evil stuff right now, man. Why is everything around football and sports around drinking? Why is there so many ads on the radio all the damn time? Why is it getting more and more permissible about contacts with children, fantasizing about children? It's not now. It's not now. It's not selling right now, folks. But the Ruth Ginsburg paper that came out and that she did in '77, that she is talking about all this gender stuff and oh my God, I mean, Google it. So, know that I love you. Know that I'm here. I'm in it to win it. And I'm in. And I am a 12th. I am a 12th. And God bless you. Sorry I want to hang with you, but I just had this moment. And I'm hoping that my grandchildren see this someday, to know how much I love them and how much they inspire me, and how they made me a better person, and how my Gracie May and Weston and I the order, I Penny and oh God, I miss you so much. Little one, I miss you so much. I want you to know that the concerns and what's been going on with that was in somebody else's head and somebody else's heart and somebody else's actions, not your grandfather's. Every day and every second of your life, the only way I've held you is in the highest, most wonderful love. One that just is so excited about seeing every feature of your growth and your challenges, your victories, and your losses. And to do what I can to let you know the part of that's a part of nature. So anyway, it's hard to say goodbye, but I got to get out there, man. We got a traffic jam. Much love. Much love.